We're in a time right now where 95% of info and coaching businesses are putting all of their focus on organic, and that's why you should run ads right now, okay? It's like this pendulum effect right here. Back in the day, like 2015 to 2022, 2021, everybody was running ads, okay? Most people were running ads to their info offers. Nobody was really focusing on building up their organic brands, right? And that pendulum has swung to the completely other side, okay, where now people are really focusing on organic and building up their organic brands, but they're not running ads. Okay, or most people don't run ads in the info space for whatever reason, even though meta ads are one of the best ways to grow any info/consulting offer in 2026, because it takes out the unpredictability that organic content has. And that's why in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how Facebook wants you to run your ads on their platform, right? I'm going to show you what types of campaigns you should actually run and how you should actually script out the video ads, right? How you should set up the campaigns, the pixels, all of it, okay? This is going to work for any type of funnel, right? Whether you're running a DM funnel, a VSL funnel, okay, a webinar funnel, we've done it all. But right now we're focusing on webinars because we've seen that that works best right now in 2026 because we're in a trust recession, okay? Webinars are the best way to grow any info offer in 2026. If you want to learn more about that, I have a full course. It's like a couple of hours in the video description. Just check it out and you're going to see how that works. But yeah, let's get straight to the video. So Andromeda, that's the first thing I have here. How Facebook wants you to run their ads on their platform. The last Andromeda update has changed everything, okay? A few months ago, like we're talking beginning of 2025, you could easily record like 8 hooks, 3 bodies, okay? You'd have 24 creatives like that and you can scale with that, okay? That does not work anymore, okay? And I'm not saying that, I'm not just making this up, okay? What I'm gonna show you right now is directly from Meta. I have all of the sources right here on this Miro board, okay? I'm gonna use Meta's direct sources so that you know, okay, this actually, I'm not just making this up, okay? Facebook now wants you to run the ads like this right here, okay? So here's what this means, okay? They want you to give them a wide range of ad creatives, right? Wide range means 25 to 30 unique ads per ad set, okay? That's the sweet spot. They want you to give them a wide range of ad creatives with different themes, messages, and visuals that they can use to reach pocket audiences that are likely to convert to your offer, okay? I'm gonna show you an example right here. So if you're selling an AI app offer, as an example, okay? I'm just gonna show this as an example because that's one of our offers right here. That's pretty easy. If you're selling an AI app offer, there are multiple personas, pocket audiences that are all likely to convert to your offer, but they're not the same. For example, maybe somebody already has an app, but they struggle with marketing. They are likely to convert to your offer. But same as somebody who can't code, only has an app idea, okay? They're not the same person, but they're both likely to convert to your offer. Or somebody who's a software developer, again, and wants to build their apps. They're all different, distinct personas, but they're all, or pocket audiences, but they're all likely to convert to your offer. And that's what Meta wants to do, okay? They want to take your ads, okay? Your ads, wide range of ads is going to act as ammo for them, okay? So they're going to take all of those ads and they're going to try to reach all of these pocket audiences that are likely to convert to your offer based on the words that you use in your copy, okay? That's how it works. That's how Andromeda works, okay? Here's an animation that shows you how that looks like, okay? It's not really working well, so I'm going to show it right on the Meta page. So here's how it works. They have thousands of data points about every single person that is using Meta, okay? Millions of data points. For example, they know exactly if somebody already has an app and they're struggling to market it because that's how their algorithm is set up. That's the videos that they've been watching on YouTube and Instagram and all of that stuff. They know everything about everyone who's using Meta, okay? So they're gonna take your ads, analyze your ads, and analyze the words, the specific words that you're using in your copy, okay? They're gonna analyze that, and based on these words, they're gonna try and put it in front of the right person that is likely to convert to what you're saying in your ad. Isn't that crazy, right? That's exactly how Meta ads work right now. That's how crazy it is, and they're all using AI to do that, right? So again, messaging, that means that messaging has become the new targeting, okay? The words that you use in your copy has become the new targeting, right? You don't have to, like back in the day, you'd have to target specific audiences and specific interest decks and all of that stuff. You can still do that, but you don't have to anymore because all you have to do is just use the right words in your copy, okay, in order to reach your ICP. That's exactly how Meta wants you to run their ads, okay? So each and every one of those 25 to 30 unique ads should be unique from top to bottom, okay? As I said, different themes, messages, and visuals, okay? They should all be unique from top to bottom. None of that 5 hooks and 2 bodies and mixing and matching it all together. No, they should be unique from top to bottom and target a specific unique pocket audiences or persona through your messaging, through the words that you use in your copy, okay? So what does that mean exactly? Like what does unique persona mean, or what does a pocket audience mean? Again, I just explained it right with our AI app example right here, but this is directly from Meta. Again, forget the idea of a perfect ad and focus on creating multiple diverse ad variants with different attributes to reach incremental audiences. One way to do this is to build personas that outline different customer needs and blockers to purchase. By identifying these customer personas, you can align different value propositions and messages for these audiences in your ads. Okay, again, if we look at this example right here, we have identified different customer personas with different needs, okay, that we can target the ad towards, right? And we're essentially using all of those personas to write our ads, okay, to set up our ads, right? So how you can do that for your own offer is you basically want to identify 3 to 5 distinct personas. You can even do more if you have more personas that are likely to convert to your offer. For example, if you look at your sales call recordings, right? So identify your customer personas. So that means different identity groups who could buy your offer. And then for each persona, brainstorm 5 to 10 angles that you can use, right? So for example, if somebody already has an app, but they struggle to market the app or scale the app, whatever it might be, we could target different angles, okay? For example, somebody has built an app and they're only doing paid ads, okay, and they should layer in organic. Okay, that's one angle that we could use for an ad, right? Or somebody who only does organic and they do no paid ads and they have no scale, that's another type of angle that we can use for this type of customer persona, okay? Or for example, if somebody's a software developer, maybe they've been watching no-code founders with worse products make more money than them, even though these software developers can code better apps than their competition, essentially. That's another angle, okay? So you have all of these angles, as they say, to reach your pocket audiences, right? By identifying these customer personas, you can align different value propositions and messages for these audiences in your ads, okay? One way to do this is to build personas that outline different customer needs and blockers to purchase, right? Again, different customer needs. They need to run ads because they're only running organic, as an example, right? That's how they want you to run their ads, okay? So you want to basically have 25 to 30 unique ads that are all targeting a unique customer persona, okay, with all of these different angles. And that's essentially what they're going to use to, again, retrieve your ad in their ad retrieval process, analyze the words, and put it in front of the right ICP. That's all the context we need to go ahead and essentially do all of the work to set up the ads and the campaigns. Okay, so let's talk about that. Or before we actually get into the technical stuff of scripting out the ads and setting up the campaigns and the pixels and all of that stuff, if you want to understand what your customer personas are, okay, that are likely to convert to your offer, I have a prompt right here that you can easily use to get something like this right here. Let me show you something like this. Okay, it's a full doc based on your sales call transcripts. This is going to analyze who's likely to convert to your offer. Essentially, I have this prompt right here. Okay, so you can just use this prompt and you're going to put in all of your sales call transcripts, maybe also YouTube videos, VSLs, and all of that stuff. You're going to put it into an agentic AI like Manus or Utari, and you're going to put this prompt in there, and it's going to give you something like this that you can use and go ahead and find your customer personas. If you want to have this prompt together with the whole mirror board and also the market research template that you can use to find your customer personas, okay, just follow me on Instagram at HikeStepo. I'm also going to put it in the video description so you can easily find it. Follow me on Instagram and message me the word meta and I'm going to send it over. Okay, you have to follow me, otherwise I'm not going to send it over. And yeah, so let's continue. Before we go into the scripting, these are the 2 campaign types that you have to run, which is 1, direct response campaigns. Okay, so these are all of the ads that you're going to use to get people to sign up for your webinar or get people to check out your VSL, stuff like that. Okay, and then you're also going to have a pre-event nurture campaign, essentially. Okay, I have event in brackets right here. This could be pre-webinar nurture. This could be pre-call nurture after somebody books a call. All of that stuff, okay, that nurtures people to actually get them to show up for the event and also show up pre-framed so that whatever it might be performs better. Okay, if it's a webinar, so that the pitch performs better. If it's a sales call, so that the close rates are higher. All of that stuff. Okay, so these are the 2 campaigns that we need to run. I'm going to show you exactly how to set up both campaigns, how to script up for both campaigns. Okay, so let's talk about direct response ads first. Okay, so the ads that you're going to use to get people to sign up for your webinar, to get people to watch your VSLs and all of that stuff. Okay, first of all, there is no one way to do it. Okay, so there are long form video ads that are crushing it. There are short ads that are crushing it. iPhone videos with no production whatsoever. High production videos in a good studio. Okay, a good background, no background at all. It all can work, and you've probably seen it work yourself. Okay, but what I'd recommend is focusing on ads between 45 seconds to 1.5 or 2 minutes. Okay, that's what I've seen works best for direct response ads, right? And this is going to be the structure you want to follow. As I said, there's no one way to do it, but this is going to be the universal structure that works for every single one of these methods, okay, which is hook, body, and CTA, obviously. Okay, so the universal rule that you have to follow, again, we just talked about Andromeda and how Facebook works, essentially, how Facebook ads work right now, you want to assume that Facebook will analyze the words that you use in your copy and match it with the right type of ICP that is likely to convert to your offer, okay? If you describe the thoughts of someone who has an app, gets free users, but can't convert them into paying customers, Facebook will analyze the words that you use in your copy, it will search its database and find people who match that description and the words that you use in your ads, okay? And they're gonna take that ad and show it to the right type of person. Okay, that's what you have to assume. That's how it works right now. So let's talk about the hook first. Okay, again, one ad is going to be about one unique persona and one unique angle, right? That's how every single ad is going to be scripted out. So the hook itself must call out the persona, the situation, the thoughts, and all of that stuff. Okay, and when I say call out, I don't mean that you literally have to go ahead and say, are you a software developer who makes $150,000 to $200,000 a year? And you're like, you don't have to do that like that. Okay, you can do it more smoothly, right? Just remember, again, it can work. Okay, there are ads that are exactly like the one that I just described that are working. Okay, I'm not saying that it doesn't work. Everything works, okay? But again, from my experience, you don't have to do it directly like this, because somebody who is a software developer and sees that hook, okay, they're gonna be repelled, because I don't know, it sounds like an ad, okay? Everybody knows that's an ad. They don't want to be sold, okay? People like to buy, but they hate to be sold to, okay? So do it more smoothly. Just remember this: the only job of the hook is to make one specific person think that's me. Okay, that's it. There's no formula. Okay, but there are different ways you can trigger that exact feeling that I just described right here. Okay, and here are some examples that you can use for your hooks, which is one, a direct call out. Again, I just explained how it works. Okay, you can do that. I don't know, I don't like it, but it still works. Okay, you can also describe their thoughts and situation. So for example, so you're a software developer who's been thinking about building their own app for how long now? A year, two? Okay, that's one way you can write a hook, and that's gonna do the exact job that I just explained. They're gonna think, okay, that's me. Should I have to pay attention? You can also have a bold, contrary claim. I can't write a single line of code, and I've made more money from my apps than most software engineers ever will. This is actually crushing it for us right now. It's getting us a cost per lead for a webinar for $5, which is awesome. But yeah, that's one way we can do it as well. And then we also have another, like a couple of other ways we can do that. I'm not going to read through every single one. Again, if you want to have this mirror board, follow me on Instagram. It's in the YouTube description of this video. Follow me on Instagram and message me Meta. I'm going to send this over to you so you can check it out. But yeah, these are all of the different ways you can use to set up your hooks, essentially. And it's all based on copywriting principles. You're actually going to see a ton of these hooks in this book right here by Joe Sugarman, one of the best direct response copywriters of all time. So yeah, this works. Okay, it's proven. It's been proven for decades. Just use them. All right. So now that we have the hook, okay, you've called them out. They're going to think that's me. They're going to raise their hand. What do you have to do next? It's the body, okay? And most people don't really understand what they should do after the hook and what they should do in the body, right? So the body only has one job, okay? The body has to give the viewer enough reason to believe that clicking the ad is worth their time. That's it, okay? You're not selling the program in your body or in your ad. You're not teaching them about your offer, whatever it might be. You're not doing a 10-minute pitch, okay? You're just bridging from that's me, which the hook is, okay, to I should check this out, which is gonna be the CTA. That's it. The body is just the bridge between the hook and the CTA. That's the only job of a body, okay? So for a 45-second to 2-minute ad, that could mean that you only have 3 to 5 sentences, maybe 6 if you're doing it longer, in your body, okay? And again, the biggest mistake most people do with their body is they're trying to do too much, okay? You just have to give them a logical reason, okay? You just have to give them enough to take the next step, okay? That's it, okay? So let's take this hook right here. I can't write a single line of code, and I've made more money from apps than most software engineers ever will. So let's take this hook right here and build a body around it, okay? Again, this is the ad that is crushing it for us right now. I can't write a single line of code, and I've made more money from apps than most software engineers ever will, okay? So how do we structure the body? First of all, we have to reinforce whatever we just did in the hook, okay? For example, the pain or the desire from the hook, right? The hook got them to stop. The first line of the body needs to keep that momentum, okay? Don't just switch topics. They're going to just like scroll away, okay? You have to go deeper on what you just said and keep conversational flow, all right? You have to keep conversational flow. If it doesn't flow well, okay, if you have a hard stop between the hook and the body, it does not sound natural. If it doesn't sound natural, it's not going to convert well because it sounds salesy. So don't do that. Keep your conversational flow. So what did we do here? After this hook, we just said, and I know that sounds crazy, but right now, most software engineers like you are doing the same thing over and over. You get an app idea, you start building immediately, you spend weeks or months perfecting it, and then nobody buys, okay? So what happened here? We essentially called out the audience again. Right now, most software engineers like you are doing the same thing over and over, and then we explain exactly what they do, right? How do we know exactly what they do over and over again? We know that because we've done our market research. We've taken all of our sales call transcripts, and we've seen that this happens all over and over again with software developers. Okay, they're all thinking about this right here. They get an app idea, they start building, and then they spend weeks or months perfecting it, and then nobody buys. Okay, that's the exact pain that our customer audience, specific customer has. Okay, and that's how we structured the first part of the body. Okay. Also, before we get into the next part right here, which is the belief shift, see how we're just talking about one specific customer persona, okay? We're only talking about software engineers. We are assuming that Facebook will take our words and put it in front of the right customer, okay? And that's what happened because it's working right now, okay? So the second part, after you've done all of this right here with the reinforcement, is the belief shift, okay? Think about the belief you want to get them to so they actually click and sign up for your webinar or really anything if you're running a VSL, whatever it might be, okay? This part of the body is where you reframe and shift their belief from their current belief set, okay, and get them to your desired belief. So this belief shift is essentially going to get them to think, oh shit, I have to click. Let me give you an example so that you understand it. So their current belief, okay, with the software developers is that I need to build the best app possible in order to make money, okay? That's their current belief set. That's not favorable for us, okay? Favorable for us would be to get them to believe that I need to get better at app marketing if I want to make money. The code doesn't matter as much, but I don't know how to market an app, okay? I have to check it out. That's the belief shift that we want to get them to in the body, okay? So how do we do that? We say, and the funny part is the developers who are actually making money with their own apps, their code is usually worse than yours, okay? You've probably seen it yourself. You know exactly that you can build better apps than 99% of all of the apps on the App Store, but yet they're making money and you are not, okay? Why? Because they learned how to market and sell their app before they started building it, okay? That's it, marketing. And it's the one thing that most developers never learn at their job or in school. That's it, okay? That's how we did the belief shift, okay? So we called them out in the hook, okay? We essentially had a bold claim right here. We reinforced it in the first lines of the body, and then we did a belief shift that we need them to get to click on our ad, essentially, right? That's where we are at right now. And then we have some proof right here, max 2 lines, okay? You don't have to do it too much. It's just like really nonchalant. Look, my latest app did over $1 million in sales. It's first year in 2025 and I can't build anything. My apps weren't pretty at all, especially in the beginning. Marketing was the only difference between my apps and the ones making nothing. And then the CTA, okay? You now have the bridge, okay? You just need to CTA them now, okay? So it's basically go here and do this to get the solution. That's it, okay? Pretty simple after you've done all of the setup in the body. So you're just basically gonna say, this one was for a webinar, okay? So we say, so if you can build apps, but you've never figured out how to actually make money from them, this week I'm doing a free live training where I break down the entire process behind my apps, blah, 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 and then spots are limited. Click here to grab yours for free and I'll see you there, okay? That's the ad, okay? And you can use this for any ad, really, okay? So you can take any of these hook styles right here. The body is gonna work the same. You're basically gonna reinforce whatever you just said in the hook. Next up, you shift their beliefs, right? Show them proof, and then CTA them. That's it. This is what works right now for direct response ads. We're using this formula for all of our ads right here, so you can use it too. So now that you know how to script out a winning direct response ad, okay, let me show you exactly in the Ads Manager live how to set up those campaigns and run them, okay? Before we do that, I'm gonna show you first of all how to set up your pixel and the conversion event, right? So that you only get qualified leads into your funnel. And then after that, I'm gonna show you exactly how we set up the campaign and run them. So let's jump right into the Ads Manager. So we're in the Ads Manager right here for one of our partners. I'm just gonna show you exactly how to set up the pixel right now. So you're gonna go to Events Manager right here. You should already have the pixel set up in the Business Manager. That's what I'm assuming right now. Next up, you're gonna go to Data Sets, right? I'm gonna show you what we did for the webinar as an example. You're gonna go to Data Sets right here and then scroll down and go to Add Events, okay? So you're gonna click on Add Events, use existing integration, and then it's gonna show you your metapixel. Click on that, and then here for a webinar, you're gonna put in your webinar confirmation page after they signed up, okay? So what that means for Facebook is basically everybody who gets to the confirmation page is gonna be a high quality lead, and Facebook is gonna try and find more of those leads, okay? That's essentially what Pixel does, okay? Or what a conversion event does right here. If you're running a VSL funnel, for example, you're basically gonna put in your thank you page URL that people get to after they book a call, okay? That's what you do right here, and that's how you set up your pixel and get highly qualified leads into your funnel, right? So now that you know how to do that, let's set up the campaign. So you're gonna click on create right here, okay? Just click on leads, right? You're always gonna optimize for leads right here, continue. And then you're gonna have 3 things, which is 1, the campaign level, next up the ad set level, and then you're gonna have the creative level, okay? So first for the campaign level right here, you're gonna put in, what works right now is ABO, okay? So what you're gonna put in first of all is ad set budget right here, okay? Toggle this thing off right here, okay? Toggle it off. And that's essentially all. Okay, that's it for the campaign level. So let's get to the ad set level. Right here, you just set up your pixel, right? So in the conversion event right here, the conversion location, this is where you actually tell Facebook to optimize for the type of person that you're optimizing for, which is for us, for example, for a webinar, somebody who gets to the confirmation page, or for a VSL that we're also running is somebody who gets to the call confirmation page, whatever it might be. Okay, you're gonna click here on websites and forums, click on single, and then click on website, right? Now you are gonna have this right here. So performance goal, maximize number of leads, right? And then data set, this is gonna be your pixel, right? So you just select your pixel, and then conversion event. This is gonna be the event that you just set up. For us, it's lead, for example. And that's essentially how you set up this part right here, the conversion part. Dynamic creative, turn this off right here. Okay, next up you have the budget right here. This is where you set up your budget. And for the audience part, okay, again, remember how Meta works. Messaging has become the new targeting. Okay, you don't have to target specific audiences anymore. Just keep this broad. Okay, so locations for us, for example, Canada and the US. So just select that. Okay, this is not Canada. Here, country, region, Canada. And then we also have our age gap that we have. Okay, so show more controls. Minimum age is for us 22, and then you can click here 22 to, for us it's 55. Okay, that's what we've seen works best. And then as you can see right here, it says Advantage Plus is on. You want to turn it off. Okay, turn it off, turn Advantage Plus off. I'm gonna say it again. So you're basically are gonna click on further limit the reach of your ads. Click on this right here, and once you've done that, just go ahead and toggle this off. Okay, toggle this off, and then you're gonna see Advantage Plus is off right here. That's what's gonna allow Facebook to analyze your ads and put it in front of the right customer, essentially. Okay, that's how you set up the audience. And then next up, that's pretty much it. Okay, if you want to set up your placements in a way that you only target specific places, okay, you can do that here, right? But that's it for the ad set level. Now for the creative level, again, you're gonna have around 25 to 30 unique creatives right here. Okay, so that's what you're gonna have, and every single one is gonna be set up the same way. You're basically gonna have your Facebook and Instagram account right here, and then you're gonna put in your link right here. Next up, you are gonna set up your creative. Okay, so video ad, and then you're gonna upload your video ad, right? And then here you can set up your UTM parameters, essentially, right? That's how you set up the ad campaign. Okay, you're gonna have 25 to unique ad creatives right here. All are gonna be unique, and that's how you set it up. So that's exactly how you write direct response ad, okay, how you set up the pixel, and also how to set up the campaign. So now let's talk about the next one, which is the pre-event nurture video ads. Okay, so again, keep in mind the leads already took an action. Okay, for example, they signed up for a webinar or whatever it might be. Now we need to nurture them so that they show up to that event, and also show up pre-framed so that whatever the event is performs better. Okay, we have to shift the lead's current set of beliefs in our favor so that they show up and convert. Okay, that's the whole entire goal of this campaign. So how can you do that? Okay, first off, showing up on their feed alone can help with that. Okay, but also just take your avatar research again, see exactly what objections, questions, concerns, and all of that stuff your prospects have that might prevent them from taking an action, and simply handle those in short videos and run those as ads. Okay, that's it. Right? It's that simple. You can have 20 of those objection handling ads, okay, as video ads. Next, you can also have 20 of your already posted organic short form content pieces in that campaign. And then you can also have 10 to 20 long form pieces that you're running in this campaign, okay? Again, you want to show up multiple times on their feeds. You want to handle their objections. You want to nurture them, okay? You can nurture them with all of this stuff right here. Here's an example of a scripted pre-event nurture ad that we're using, okay? So we are handling this concern right here, which is they can't build, but they can't market, okay? So this is how the ad goes. I talk to a lot of app founders, and there's this pattern that I keep seeing, okay? They can build the app, they can ship it, but nobody downloads their app, okay? So they just go ahead and build another one thinking that this next app will be different, or they keep adding features to their apps hoping that that'll fix it. But in most cases, it won't, okay? Not until the marketing gets figured out. My latest app did well over 7 figures in sales last year, and honestly, it was full of bugs when I first launched it, and the design wasn't impressive at all, okay? But it still worked out because I knew exactly how to get it in front of the right people. And that's a piece most app founders are missing, which is marketing, and that's one of the things I'm getting into at the free live training this week. See you there, okay? So we are handling the belief, okay? We're showing up on their feed, we're reminding them of that live event or the webinar that they signed up for. This is one of the ads that we're running in that campaign, okay? Simple. You're gonna have 20 to 30 of these scripted out ads right here again, and then you're also gonna be able to run your organic content pieces as retargeting ads, and then also 10 to 20 long form content pieces. That's it. So now that you know exactly how to script out those pre-event nurture ads, okay, and what exactly goes into that campaign, let me show you exactly how to set up the campaign in the ads manager. So in the ads manager, this is my own ads manager, okay, you're gonna go to audiences right here first of all, and you're going to create a custom audience, and you're going to put in website views, and then here you're going to put in your landing page essentially, okay, the people you want to retarget. If you're running a webinar, for example, and they sign up for that webinar, just put in your confirmation page URL in here, and you're going to retarget everybody in that audience who already signed up for that webinar. If they sign up for a call, okay, or if they book a call, put in your call confirmation page URL right here. Next up, you're going to go to campaigns, create a new campaign, right? And this time it's going to be an engagement campaign, so go with that, right? Again, 3 ad levels, which is the campaign level, the ad set level, and the creative level. First, you're going to go into the campaign level and set up campaign budget this time, okay? I would recommend starting with around $50 to $100 a day, right? So next up for the campaign level, that's pretty much it, okay? Next up, you're going to go to the ad set level. Here, you're not going to set up website conversions anymore. In this case, you're going to click on your ad and then maximize through play views, okay? That's what you want to do, right? Next up, you can turn this off, dynamic creative. And then for the audiences, this is very important right here, right? Here, you are going to put in your custom audience, okay? The audience that we just set up with the people who viewed the confirmation page URL, for example, okay, that's what you're going to put in here. I'm going to show you the second audience that we have to put in here as well in a second, right? But once that's done, that's essentially for your asset level, okay? And then for the creative level right here, you're just going to go ahead and add your video, okay? So you can just click on video ad, you can select the videos that you already have on your Instagram, or you can also just upload more videos right here. That's what you're going to set up, and that's pretty much it. You don't have to put in a URL for that, right? And then next up, so we're going to have around 30 to 50 of these ads right here, okay? And we don't want people to see the same ad over and over and over again, okay? So we have to exclude people who already watched a couple of seconds of one of those 50 retargeting ads, okay? We want to exclude them so that they don't see that same ad again. So what we have to do again is we have to go to the audience tab again, right? We are going to create a new audience. So click on create custom audience. And in this case, the source is going to be the video. Okay. Next here, you're going to put people who viewed at least 3 seconds of your video, right? You're going to do that. And then you're going to select the video that you just added to the campaign. Okay. You just added the video to the campaign. You're just going to select the same video right here. Okay. And now you're going to create the audience. And what this means is this audience is going to have everybody who viewed at least 3 seconds of that one video. Okay. Next up, we're going to go to the ad set level again, and we're going to exclude everybody, okay, who watched that ad. Okay. Everybody who's in that audience, right? We're going to click on add exclusions, and then we're going to search for the audience that we just set up for, that we want to exclude, okay? Everybody who watched 3 seconds of that one video, we're gonna exclude them in the ad set so they don't see it again. And that's how you set up the campaign, okay? You're gonna duplicate this 50 times or however many ads you have in that campaign, okay? And that's how you set up that retargeting campaign, okay? So you're gonna have 30 to 50 videos, right? Every single one of those videos is gonna be objection handling or nurturing, right? People are not gonna see the same video over and over again if they already watched 3 seconds of that video, and that's it. That's how you're gonna get them to show up for your event and also show up pre-framed so that they're likely to close, to book a call, whatever it might be. And this is essentially how you can run meta ads profitably in 2026. I gave you everything that you need. I explained why you should run ads. I explained how Facebook wants you to run ads. I explained how to do more avatar research, the 2 campaigns that you have to run, how to script all the campaigns, the pixels, the campaigns, and all of that stuff. Now, if you already have a high ticket info/consulting offer and you want us to run your ads completely done for you, specifically for webinars, if you are thinking about running a webinar soon, all right, there's going to be a link in the video description. Okay, you can just check it out. It's going to send you to our landing page with the video that lays out everything that you need to know. But yeah, other than that, that's it for this video. See you at the next one.